Just like a gardener carefully tends to his plants, Ibrahim Traoré wanted to nurture his people, especially those returning home. He knew it wouldn't be easy for them. They had left Burkina Faso, built lives somewhere else, and now they were back, maybe without jobs or homes. Imagine having to pack all your things and move back to a place you haven't seen in a long time. You might feel a little scared, right? You might miss your friends and the things you were used to. That's how many of these people felt. Traoré understood this. He knew they needed more than just a place to sleep. They needed hope. They needed help finding their way. And most importantly, they needed to feel like they belonged. He started planning. He thought about what kind of help they would need. Maybe some would need help finding jobs. Others might need a place to live or help learning new skills. He wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to build a good life in Burkina Faso. He decided that when the first group of people arrived, he would be there to greet them personally. He wanted to look them in the eye and tell them, "Welcome home. We are here to help you." He knew that a little kindness could make a big difference. But why were so many people coming back to Burkina Faso all at once? It all started far away, in America. These people have been living in America, some for many years. They had jobs, families, and homes there. But something happened that made them have to leave. Imagine you're playing in your backyard, and suddenly someone tells you that you have to go live somewhere else, somewhere you haven't been in a long time. You might feel confused and sad, right? Well, that's kind of what happened to these people. For different reasons, the American government decided that they had to go back to their home country, Burkina Faso. It was a big change, and it wasn't easy. This sudden return of so many people created a big problem for Burkina Faso. It's like when you invite all your friends over for a party, but you don't have enough food or chairs for everyone. The country had to find a way to help all these people find homes, jobs, and a way to start over. That's why it was such a big challenge for Ibrahim Traoré. He wanted to make sure everyone was taken care of, but it wasn't going to be easy. He knew he had to be strong and find a way to help his people. It was a difficult time, but he was determined to do his best. Even with so many challenges, Ibrahim Traoré held onto a powerful belief that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity. Dignity means being treated with respect and kindness, no matter what your situation is. He believed that even though these people had been sent back to Burkina Faso, they still deserved to feel important and valued. He knew it wouldn't be enough just to give them a place to stay. He wanted them to feel like they truly belonged. He wanted them to feel like they were coming home, not being rejected. So, he made a promise. He promised that he would do everything he could to make sure they felt welcome and supported. Traoré emphasized that these weren't just numbers or statistics. They were people with stories, families, and dreams. He wanted to help them rebuild their lives with their heads held high. He talked about how important it was to integrate them back into the community, which means helping them become a part of everyday life again. He knew that some people might be worried about having so many new people coming to their country, but he encouraged everyone to open their hearts and show kindness. He believed that by working together, they could overcome any challenge and create a better future for everyone in Burkina Faso. His main message was clear: we will welcome you with open arms and help you build a new life with dignity. Finally, the day arrived when the first group of people came home. The airport was buzzing with activity. People were waiting with hopeful faces, holding small flags of Burkina Faso. It felt like a big family reunion, even though many of the people waiting didn't know the returnees personally. When the plane landed, everyone held their breath. Slowly, the doors opened, and the first person stepped out. You could see a mix of emotions on their face: relief, sadness, and a little bit of fear. Ibrahim Traoré was right there, standing at the front of the welcoming committee. He walked forward and greeted each person with a warm handshake and a genuine smile. He looked them in the eye and said, "Welcome home. We are so happy to have you back." His words were simple, but they meant so much. It was like a warm hug after a long journey. He promised them that the government would help them find jobs, homes, and schools for their children. He assured them that they were not alone and that Burkina Faso was their home. The atmosphere was filled with hope and kindness. Even though some people were still feeling sad about leaving their lives in America, they also felt a sense of relief and excitement about starting a new chapter in their lives, knowing they had the support of their leader and their country. To keep his promise, Ibrahim Traoré launched a special program to help the returnees get back on their feet. It was called the Welcome Home Reintegration Program. Think of it like a helping hand reaching out to guide them. The program offered all sorts of support. First, they helped people find places to live. Finding a home is super important, so they worked hard to find safe and comfortable places for everyone. Then, they focused on jobs. They knew that having a job would help people feel independent and give them a sense of purpose. So, they offered training programs to teach new skills and help people find work that they enjoyed. Maybe someone wanted to be a carpenter, a farmer, or a teacher. The program helped them learn what they needed to know. They also provided support for kids. They helped them enroll in school and made sure they had everything they needed to succeed. They understood that education was the key to a bright future. The Welcome Home Reintegration Program was like a safety net, catching people when they felt like they were falling. It was a sign that the government cared and was willing to invest in their future. It showed that Burkina Faso was truly their home, and they were not alone. Let's zoom in and meet Fatou. She was a young woman who had spent most of her life in America. She loved going to school there, playing with her friends, and dreaming about her future. But now, she was back in Burkina Faso, a place she barely remembered. At first, Fatou felt lost and sad. She missed her friends, her school, and everything that was familiar to her. She felt like a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. She wondered if she would ever feel happy again. But then, she heard about the Welcome Home Reintegration Program. She decided to give it a try. She went to one of the program centers and met with a friendly counselor. The counselor listened to her story and helped her figure out what she wanted to do. Fatou had always been good at art. She loved to draw and paint. The counselor told her about a training program where she could learn how to become a professional artist. Fatou was excited. She signed up for the program and started learning new techniques. As she learned, Fatou started to feel a spark of hope. She realized that even though she had lost something, she had also gained something new, a chance to discover her talent and build a new life in Burkina Faso. She started to see her return not as an ending, but as a new beginning. Maybe, just maybe, things would be okay after all. But it wasn't just the government helping out. The people of Burkina Faso also opened their hearts and homes to the returnees. It was like a big wave of kindness spreading throughout the country. Neighbors helped neighbors. People shared food, clothes, and offered a listening ear to those who were feeling down. They understood that everyone needed a little help sometimes, and they were happy to lend a hand. Local businesses offered jobs and training opportunities. They knew that by helping the returnees find work, they were helping them become independent and build a better future for themselves and their families. Children played together, regardless of where they came from. They didn't see differences, they just saw friends. They laughed, shared stories, and created bonds that helped to heal the wounds of the past. Even people who didn't have much to give still found ways to help. They offered words of encouragement, a friendly smile, or a helping hand with everyday tasks. It was a reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. The community support was like sunshine after a storm, warming the hearts of the returnees and helping them to feel like they truly belonged. It showed that Burkina Faso was a place where people cared about each other and were willing to work together to create a better future for everyone. News of Ibrahim Traoré's leadership and Burkina Faso's welcoming spirit spread far and wide. People from other countries started to take notice. They were impressed by how Traoré was handling such a difficult situation with so much compassion and care. Newspapers and television stations around the world told the story of the young leader who was putting people first. They talked about his commitment to dignity and his belief in second chances. They highlighted the Welcome Home Reintegration Program as an example of how governments can help people rebuild their lives with hope and opportunity. Many leaders from other countries called Traoré to congratulate him on his efforts. They wanted to learn from his example and see how they could create similar programs in their own countries. They realized that treating people with kindness and respect is not just the right thing to do, but it's also a smart way to build a stronger and more united community. Even organizations that help people around the world recognize Traoré's leadership. They gave him awards and praised him for his dedication to empowering the returnees. His story became an inspiration to others, showing that even in the face of big challenges, it's always possible to make a positive difference in the world. The world saw how one young leader, with a heart full of compassion, could inspire a nation and make the world a little bit brighter. The story of Ibrahim Traoré and the returnees to Burkina Faso is more than just a news story. It's a story about hope, resilience, and the power of kindness. It shows us that even when bad things happen, it's possible to find a way forward with courage and compassion. It reminds us that everyone deserves to be treated with respect, no matter where they come from or what they've been through. It teaches us that even the smallest acts of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. A smile, a helping hand, or a listening ear can be enough to give someone the strength to keep going. It also shows us the importance of never giving up. The returnees faced many challenges, but they didn't lose hope. They worked hard to rebuild their lives, and with the support of their leader and their community, they found a way to thrive. And finally, it shows us the transformative power of compassionate governance. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership made a real difference in the lives of the returnees. His commitment to dignity and empowerment inspired others and showed that it's possible to create a more just and equitable world, one act of kindness at a time. It's a story that reminds us that even young leaders can make a big impact, and that even in the darkest of times, hope can always be found. So, what can we learn from this story? What can we take away and remember long after we've heard it? Firstly, remember the power of kindness. Even when things are tough, a little bit of kindness can go a long way. A smile, a helping hand, or just listening to someone can make a world of difference. Try to be kind to everyone you meet because you never know what they might be going through. Secondly, never give up on hope. Even when things seem impossible, remember that there's always a chance for things to get better. Believe in yourself and in the power of hope to help you overcome any challenge. Thirdly, remember that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. No matter where someone comes from or what they've done, they deserve to be treated with kindness and fairness. And finally, remember that even young people can make a big difference in the world. Ibrahim Traoré was a young leader, but he had a big heart and a strong commitment to helping others. You too can make a positive impact on the world, no matter how young you are. So let's all try to be a little bit kinder, a little bit more hopeful, and a little bit more respectful. Let's remember the story of Ibrahim Traoré and the returnees to Burkina Faso, and let it inspire us to create a better world for everyone. Let's always remember the importance of helping others and never giving up, no matter what. And so, the story of Ibrahim Traoré and the returnees continues. It's a story that's still being written day by day, as the people of Burkina Faso work together to build a brighter future for everyone. Fatou is now a successful artist, selling her paintings and inspiring other young people to pursue their dreams. She uses her art to tell stories about her life and about the importance of kindness and hope. The Welcome Home Reintegration Program continues to help people find jobs, homes, and a sense of belonging. It's a reminder that when we invest in people, we invest in the future. Ibrahim Traoré remains a leader who is committed to serving his people with compassion and integrity. He knows that there are still challenges ahead, but he is confident that by working together, they can overcome anything. And the world continues to watch, learning from Burkina Faso's example of how to treat people with dignity and respect. It's a reminder that even in a world that often seems divided, it's possible to build bridges of understanding and create a more just and equitable world for all. The most important thing to remember is that each and every one of us has the power to make a difference. Just like Ibrahim Traoré and the people of Burkina Faso, we can choose to be kind, to be hopeful, and to never give up on the dream of a better world. We can all be heroes in our own way.